welcome back to the Harpreet Singh Show, and you're watching Tania's Truth Talk. Today I've got a couple of guests. Their name is Drew and Heather Collins. They are the parents of a missing daughter, Elizabeth Collins. She's 9 years old, and her little cousin, who's 11 years old, Lyric Cook. They have been missing since July 13th, 2012 from Evansdale, Iowa. They've now been missing for 5 months, and I'd like to welcome their parents to the show. Drew and Heather, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I met you guys a few months ago at the conference that Tony Nassif had held at the Preventing Abuse Conference, and it's not a good circumstance to be meeting somebody on. I just really want to get the story out here in regards to the kids that have gone missing. So can you take me back to the day that they went missing and what had happened?
That morning, I went and I had to get my blood checked, and my mom was here watching the kids, and I left, and I got home around noon, and my mom said the girls went for a little bike ride. They had just left, and around 1 o'clock we were like kind of concerned because they usually aren't gone that long.
Right,
so
right.
I went, and my son went around looking for him, couldn't find him. So I went and hopped in the car at 1:20, went searching for him again, could not find him. So I went to the police station.
So you've went to the police station. So it's been almost, 5 months now that they have been missing. Has there been any new or recent news on the case?
No, not at all.
Nothing.
It's like they vanished into just thin air. It's just like they just completely disappeared.
Any of you that are watching this show today and you see these beautiful young girls that are flashing on the screen, I ask you that you please contact the Evansdale Police Department at area code 319-232-6682, or you can contact the FBI at area code 402-493-8688. This is 9-year-old Elizabeth Collins and 11-year-old Lyric Cook that have been missing since July 13th, 2012 from Evansdale, Iowa. So there's now a reward for these girls that has gone up. I believe it was about $15,000 before, but now it's gone up to the sum of $50,000 and rising. Is that correct?
Yeah, the original amount was $50,000, and right now we're doing a 1 month drive to get the money raised higher through Crime Stoppers here in Waterloo.
Okay. I know you guys as I consider you my friends, and I love you, and you're both very devout Christians. How would you say that this has affected your faith with all of this that has been going on?
It's definitely a faith tester. But we come together and we just pray whenever, sometimes Heather will be having a bad day, and sometimes I'll be having a bad day, and we just come together and pray and get through it one way or another. That's all we have now is our faith in God, that he is in charge and he knows what's going on. He knows where they're at. Just have faith that he'll bring them home to us.
And I also believe that the enemy always tries to throw something at you to test your faith.
Yeah.
I just kind of believe that this was one more thing, that he tries, to do.
Heather, you inspire me. You inspire me of a woman that is just so strong. And, once again, if anybody sees these girls that are flashing on the screen, I ask you to please call area code 319-232-6682 or contact the FBI at area code 402-493-8688. Now, Drew and Heather, is there anything that you would like to say to the person publicly that has taken your children? Is there a message that you would like to give?
I always just want to remind them is that God has forgiven you. We have forgiven you. We don't need or want to know who you are. we just want the girls back safely to us.
That is very admirable of you, and you're definitely a people of faith and strength. Now they went missing from their grandmother's house, Wilma Cook. That is correct.
No, it was Wilma was at our home.
Okay.
Watching them. So it was our house in Evansdale they went missing from.
So the area that you live in, I mean, I was in Des Moines, Iowa. It's not like a great big city. It's actually quite a rural area that has a lot of, to me, it struck me as a type of area that people would, leave their front doors open, and your neighbors don't have to knock to come into the front door. This is not a type of area that you would suspect that a child would go missing, let alone two.
Yeah, it's pretty much devastated our town.
Yes.
Our town is thought of as a safe little town, just outside of a bigger town, and kids play all the time outside. And usually, until this, no one really worried. It was just your kids played outside, and it was normal.
It was normal. So how has this affected the other parents now that are in the area that you've met at the kids' schools and things like that now? How are they feeling affected now, leaving their children outdoors?
You don't see it happen very often, especially right in our area. The kids aren't really playing outside as much, especially like right after this happened, you didn't see any kids playing outside. It's very rare now to see a kid play outside, and if they are, it's with a parent right next to them. Even if they're like 14, the parent's there.
Right.
They've done some different things at the school. Our school was very kind of secure anyways, but now it's even a little bit more. You have to have a special number to pick up your child.
Sorry, say that
You
again?
have to have like a special number to pick up your child.
Okay.
And if you don't know that number, then you don't get that child. So the school has stepped it up even more,
right,
security-wise.
So what type of things have you been doing? I've been reading on the internet and so forth that you've been traveling quite a bit, doing everything that you can in your power to hand out flyers and get their faces plastered everywhere, hoping that somebody will come forward who knows what happened.
Yeah, we're just we spread out into groups last, I think, Tuesday, and just went all over Iowa, spreading out, passing out flyers and reposting flyers that maybe were kind of weathered from when they first got put up.
Right.
And we got some other projects we're working on. I'm currently working on a poster of all sex offenders that are that we're supposed to check in and are just these sex offenders are just missing from the state of Iowa.
Right.
And we're putting together a poster through Crime Stoppers with those men's pictures and descriptions on it, just to get them out there, and then we're going to distribute them through the different police networks. Right. And maybe some post offices and stuff like that, or stores, just so people can see their faces. And they're right now missing, but somebody might recognize them as, oh, I know him from work, or a police officer might pull a car over with somebody that meets that description in the back seat, and then ask for his driver's license, and maybe be able to bring some of these guys in that haven't registered as they're supposed to. Right.
Now, you mentioned that you're making posters with the photographs of the registered sex offenders. Have the police profiled anyone in particular, or any type of profile that led you to believe that it was sex offenders?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
We're just doing that. I'm doing that with another gentleman here in town that his daughter was taken and raped and murdered a few years ago.
Okay.
And me and him and a few other people are doing that as a group. We're just kind of putting that together, and any of those people may not have anything to do with this case, but we're just, we're trying to make it better awareness. These people we need to know where these people are, and we need to know where they're at. We should be registered.
So, so is there a website set up for this cause, and also where people can go and they can maybe contribute to the cause? What is the name of it?
Well, right now it's we're doing the fundraiser to get the reward money raised to try to maybe bring somebody that has information on the girls' whereabouts, and that's through Crime Stoppers
through crime. Okay, so that's through Crime Stoppers, and they would search your name, Drew and Heather Collins. Is that correct?
There's a phone number for it. It's 1-855-300-8477.
Okay.
And then they just say any contribution is to the Lyric and Elizabeth Fund.
Okay, thank you, you guys. Thank you so much. Tune in after the commercial break to Tania's Truth Talk for more information for the story of Drew and Heather Collins. See you in a minute.